Good morning and welcome to GC 365. We are on day 303. It is the day before Halloween. So scary. Not as scary as this guy. I am Pastor Jordan and I am the middle school pastor. And with me, I have my bodyguard for middle school. And you are? Dane. Okay. You're not actually a bodyguard for us. Well, you kind of are. I just don't pay you for that. And but can you tell me how you got in this predicament? How did you get here?
How did I get here? I came to you and asked, since I coach youth sports, I asked you how I can connect youth sports into your program.
Yep.
So then you instantly said, great, you're coming to camp.
Exactly.
So got roped into camp and actually ended up really enjoying it. The message was great. It was awesome to be a leader for the kids in a different way than coaching. Coaching is much different than youth groups are, because they don't listen the same way. You have much different personalities.
Yes, you do. You do.
You have to find ways to alter and change and
You have to
shift.
engage in the kid who wants to eat the worms out of the field, right? And the kid who's actually paying attention and looks like his parents fed him steroids since day one.
Or there's the
Like you.
kids. Oh, jeez. Was really
Hey,
trying-
if you get anything out of this today, kids, eat your Wheaties. Okay? If you want to look like this guy, just eat your Wheaties. Did you ever eat Wheaties as a kid?
No, I'm lactose intolerant.
What does that have to do with Wheaties?
Well, milk.
Eat it with soy milk.
They didn't really have that when I was a kid. Or that wasn't, I don't know, my parents didn't buy it.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I was a kid.
You didn't want that. Okay. I get it. Okay.
Anyway, it's just trying to provide a direction for the youth. And especially as misdirected as they are, like we've talked about very many times, providing a positive source for in as many different outlets that I can. Because sports saved my life when I was a kid. And I didn't have youth programs like this. And it's an awesome way to give back. And also, when you're pouring to others, it also really helps you grow as a person more than I ever would have imagined.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we're going to actually talk about the Bible now. That's truly why we're here, even though we do love each other's company. And we are in Lamentations. We're in chapter 3, and we're looking at verses 21 through 24 is what I first want to highlight for you. It says, "Yet I still dare to hope when I remember this. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease. Great is his faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each morning. I say to myself, the Lord is my inheritance. Therefore, I will hope in him." It truly shows that in the midst of sin and chaos going on around him, Jeremiah writes this and he says, you know what? With all of this going on, I know that each day is new. I know I'm going to put my hope where I will truly get something out of it and put my hope into the Lord. And sometimes with just chaos going on in life, it can be hard to put your hope in something that you can't necessarily see, which is faith. And you had mentioned a previous message that Dan had talked about with that.
Yeah, Pastor Dan was talking about the being excited to go to the other side versus sitting there and dwelling on the earthly things. And I mean, I think that was very eye-opening to me, to be excited in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I would do in that moment, but
Right.
I know that living in fear is not the most positive way to live, especially in the days that we've all been experiencing.
Right.
And so I think that a lot more people need to put their faith into the Lord in those moments versus trying to have absolute and total personal control and then putting their trust into people and people are humans. Humans make mistakes. Mistakes provide, mistrust.
And then you feel let down. Yeah.
And then you're let down, and then you harbor your feelings more.
Yeah.
Right?
And you get more frustrated, right?
And we know, we've all seen, I'm sure you've seen it when people, then they shut down, and then their shutdown feeling is to push everything away.
Yeah.
And then by pushing everything away, they also push God away.
Right.
When you're really supposed to go
And
closer.
then they start to blame God. Why did you do this?
Why am I here?
The time that he's looking at you saying, don't go to them, come to me first, right?
Precisely. Yeah. And that's a great, it's a great reminder, no matter, what, if you're in a good streak, if you're in a bad streak, I think it's a great reminder that you have to always, when things are good, still give thanks. When things are bad, still give thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then I kind of like
easier to say than to do sometimes, but
that is true. That is true. It is easier said than done, because oftentimes it's easier because they're physically there, right? Like I can physically like smack you and don't hit me back, because I like to not get hurt today. But you can physically see them and audibly hear them, right? And it's easier to put the trust in that versus in the faith and believing that God actually hears your prayers and that God will make each morning new for you. That's a lot harder because you can't physically see him.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I absolutely agree.
Okay. And then what did you get out of Hebrews 1? I kind of let you take a chance at that one. So what did you get out of that? A chance. I didn't know what to say right there, but I said something.
I'll take a stab at this one.
Well, I was going to say that, and I was like, I don't know if I can say that. So I didn't.
No, I think God had appointed his son as above all else, right? And then when in the fact that he had done that, he put God above the angels. He put him above everyone. And then when the one line, the world will perish, but God is forever. And that's almost the same as like that message that I was just referring to, where if God is forever and the world will perish, then the things that we have here, yes, it is nice to live well here.
Yeah.
I like, we all like to live well, but well in the word is different than well in wealthy, right? There's a very difference between the two. So being a good person while you're here, spreading positivity while you're here, and doing great things here. Yeah. I wake up and say, today's a great day to be great. Right?
Yes. And your children love it.
And the one thing that I did think that was cool was that the angels are servants to those who will go to heaven. That one, the guardian angel part, right? And it kind of stuck out to me, like that. Even though they were lowered below Jesus at that point, and the tier had all changed, right? And if we're going to talk about football, right? The starting positions got a little we changed the whole ranking, but it's still the same as but they're still there for you in the moment. So as all this is happening, everything is still there for us. Yeah. And so as God gives his authority to Jesus, then Jesus has the authority over humankind, right? Which then turns into his authority is there for humankind's free will to choose.
Right. Exactly. Because he doesn't force his authority over the people that are on this earth. He says, hey, if you want to choose me, I am the way, the truth, and the life, but I'm going to give you that choice to let me have authority over your life. And through that authority, you get this peace. You get this knowing that, okay, I've given Jesus authority in my life. And we kind of correlated it to, you coaching football. And if your team is down by a touchdown with 1 minute left in the fourth quarter, they're going to look to the authority on the field and say, okay, coach, how are you going to lead us down the field so that we could be as successful as possible and try to score and maybe possibly win the game, right?
But I think if we're gonna correlate it to that part though, right? So that as a coach, all I can do is provide the words of affirmation in that moment to try and give them the motivation, right? And all I can do is design the play in that moment. But I can't, as a coach, go on the field and do it
But
for
then
them.
they still have the free will to
But then
choose.
they have the free will to choose. They have to produce the results, and they have to work as a united team, right, all together. And then that way, then they can take that, and then if they work that together by following the words, then all of a sudden we score touchdown.
Boom. Just like that. John Madden.
I'm not sure how John Madden and the Bible just got correlated together, but that's cool.
All things work together for his good. That's what scripture teaches me. And then finally, just Psalm 102. And I love how it talked about all these scriptures are recorded so that they might be able to point to future generations and the authority in Jesus, right? And we both have kids. And as a part of being a Christ follower with children, pointing our children, as hard as it may be sometimes, right? Pointing our children toward Jesus and using the scripture that has withstood the test of time, and pointing them towards that is so essential. And finding those little moments throughout the day to have those conversations and say, when your kid talks about, just the natural beauty outside in nature, right? And you can correlate it to God. Yeah, God created all of this. Isn't that amazing that in Genesis it talks about how God in the beginning created everything that we have, and he created the earth, right? And like those little moments to be able to help guide our children's paths towards Jesus.
I like that. I like that. That's a great reminder. You're a good pastor. You're a great pastor.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well,
I like that. That was good. That was great. That was great. That's a great. Everyone who just heard that is gonna say, "Man, that was good."
I hope so. If not, you did it, so at least I got one person. Well, tomorrow's Happy Halloween. I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. I hope that you get cavities so that you can keep your dentist keep paying your dentist. I don't know where I'm going with this at all, but
you're working on a stimulus package.
Yeah. Something. But we appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. And Dane, thank you for joining me on this GC365. And we will see you guys next time.